Now take a look at this Truth Social post from President Trump. It's about the Strait of Hormuz. He wrote, "I wonder what would happen if we finished off what's left of the Iranian terror state and let the countries that use the strait be responsible for it. That would get some of our non-responsive allies in gear and fast." Dan Brouillette is the former Energy Secretary under President Trump, and he joins me now. Mr. Secretary, do we need help from NATO to secure the strait and keep it open?
Well, look, Stuart, I think it'd be nice to have their help. That is the purpose of NATO. It's one for all for one. That's what it's supposed to be. But look, if they choose not to help, then I think the president's absolutely right. The United States Navy is the strongest Navy in the world. Can we clear that Strait of Hormuz? Yes, we can. Will it take some time? Yes, of course it will. Is it risky? Is it dangerous? Yes, of course it is. But this Navy is prepared to do exactly that. So the president would appreciate their help, and I think they should. But does he need it? No, he doesn't need it.
About 90 ships have crossed through the strait since February the 28th. That's the day the war began. Why hasn't oil come down?
Well, I think it's still a risk premium that we're seeing in the marketplace right now, Stuart. And traders are driving a lot of this pricing. Again, as I said earlier, you and I discussed this prior, it is not a supply issue. We have plenty of oil in the marketplace. Our global production is still somewhere near 105 or 106 million barrels per day. And our global demand still hovers around 104. So there's plenty of oil in the marketplace. We just need to get it to the market. That is the challenge of the strait. This is a logistics challenge, and that's why we're seeing prices continue to hover a little bit higher.
But do we have to live with oil prices higher for longer? It looks that way, doesn't it?
No, not for very much longer. As the president stated, as soon as this conflict is over, these prices are going to come down very, very fast. But it's important to note, Stuart, they are high, and American consumers, world consumers are paying the price in the short term. But let's not forget, June 2022, under the Biden administration, national average over $5 per gallon at the pump.
Mr. Secretary, Senator Schumer blames Trump for high energy prices. Here's his statement. "For the last year, Trump and Republicans' failed policies have driven up the cost of energy, leaving American families to foot the bill. Rather than embrace the most affordable and quickest to build power sources, clean energy." All right, Dan, would green energy, would it help offset the spike in oil prices?
I think we've seen part of this movie before. Day one of the Biden administration, they killed the Keystone Pipeline. Day one of the Biden administration, they brought back the Obama Clean Power Plan. We ended up with $5 a gallon gasoline in the United States, and it was going to continue going up. This is after he inherited sub $3 gasoline. So I don't think that Senator Schumer is correct. These are the policies, these are climate-driven policies that drove prices up, not down.
Trump has effectively cut off Cuba's oil supply. China's stepping in, they say, providing Cuba with solar panels. Well, look, Cuba's struggling to revive its power grid. They've got an island-wide blackout. Their power grid is obsolete. How much longer do you think they can hold out?
I can't imagine that they hold out much longer, Stuart. Cuba is a failed state. We've known that for 50 plus years now. It was just a matter of time that we would reach this day. We have reached it. I think it's a very dangerous proposition to have China set up a satellite state, if you will, right next door to the United States. So I think we should be concerned about that. I don't know what the president's plans are. I assume at some point he will reach out to Cuba, but it would be important that we allow U.S. energy producers to help the state of Cuba. That would be my point of view.
I want to get back to the Straits of Hormuz for a second. You say, look, we've got to get used to higher oil prices for longer. But you say, well, they'll be coming down soon. All right. When will we see prices come down?
As soon as this conflict is over. I think the president's absolutely correct. If you look at futures pricing today, Stuart, it's dramatically lower than what we see in the oil situation today, in the oil pricing today, Brent or WTI. So I think there's an expectation that as soon as the conflict ends, we will see those global prices come down. But I think it's also important to note, Stuart, that the president is very busy here in the United States developing infrastructure that will allow even more production of oil domestically. And I think he's absolutely correct about that, because while we're focused on the strait today, it's important to remember we have our own Strait of Hormuz right here in the United States. It's called the state of New York. We can't build pipelines across the state of New York to get gas to places like Boston. So the president's focused on that as well.
We've heard all about that one. Dan Brouillette, thanks for being with us. Appreciate it. Thank you, sir.